Yep. All right. Speaking to the last podcast episode, what we be on? Because it's been a minute.
I can tell you.
It's been 138. It's your boy Young Rez.
Join with J Rock.
King gave us for signing in.
Fellas, how art thou?
Good. Warmer today.
I was about to say staying warm.
We're doing good, doing great.
Yeah, it was about 70 today after
73.
being -2 on Tuesday.
And almost no snow
It was 73
after a
today
weekend.
and
After the
37
weekend.
yesterday.
Hey man, that's Texas for you. I'm just thanking God that I'm not sick because that temperature swing it usually catches me every time it does it. So
Yeah, no doubt. Cheers to health.
for real. Well, of course we gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about the winter storm because all of
No
us
doubt.
experienced it. You know what I mean? We're all
No
in
doubt.
Texas. We probably experienced it differently. Rudy, I know you said you had some power outages. Jared, we didn't really hear from you much. So I don't know if you were like
Jay, hold on. Nah, before
in
we
the
even-
dark.
Nah, before we
No,
even do
I was good.
Nah, put the brakes. Jay,
Mhm.
you have got to start communicating with people. I can see
I'm
how
over it.
I can see how
I responded
relationships-
every time we
Nah,
text.
bro.
I responded.
I'm over it.
Bro. Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I can see how a woman would be like, yeah, I'm not effing with you. Because, like, your communication is lacking so severely in, like, do or die moments. We like, yo, how's your electricity? Can you read the text?
Yeah, let me go back to it. Let's see.
And read the timestamps. Kind of put you on the spot. Like,
You are off. I mean, like
bruh.
you are awful at texting, bro.
Horrible.
Alright.
This isn't something that we haven't told you, so it's like to me, I don't know what else to do. we try to check on you, bro. You don't be responding.
My wife was like, how's the guys? I was like, oh shoot, I just text John and Jay. Like, how's Abe? Oh, they good. No, he just hit me back. How's Rock? I'm praying for him. I think he good.
Yeah, bro. But hey, as long as you were good, bro, that's all that matters, I guess.
So looking back on this text message thread is not as good as I thought it was.
No, you're terrible, bro.
So I did good Tuesday because as soon as I responded immediately Tuesday, and I did pretty good Wednesday too. It was just that Monday. That Monday I was out of pocket.
Oh.
And so what? Hey, correct us if I'm wrong because I don't know how Rudy thinks. I don't want to think for him, but what I feel like when we text you, you see our text and you just don't respond. That's how I feel. But
A feels like I feel.
But if we're wrong, please tell us that we're wrong, bro.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Especially this week with my job, I'm on camera all day because I'm in the new hire class. So I can't pick up and text unless I'm on break because we have to set the example for everybody else. So during work hours, I generally do not respond.
He is trying to sell me on the coach tip when I've been coaching for like stop, bro. I'll be on WebEx all the time, bro.
But is your camera on the whole day?
Bro, my camera looks just like this. Can you see my hands right now? Can you see where my eyes are right now?
Yes.
Okay, so am I looking down?
Well, right now you're squinting, so it's hard to see.
It's called a technique. There's a way to do it. It's not hard, bro. It's like, what? I'm setting the standard, bro. Get the fuck out. Okay.
But after hours, at let's see, was Tuesday.
What happened?
How's everybody doing? 5:58. Abe text. Doing okay. Rez 5:59. Me 5:59. Great. Within a minute, responding.
Mm-hmm.
Now the text during the day, yeah, I was not responding. After hours, it's within 30 minutes on that first day. Then the next day, Wednesday, at 8, checked on y'all. We're good. Red sent at 8:37. John responded 9:01. We're good. I responded at 9:21. Doing good.
here's what we're trying to get at though, bro. Like in dire situations, when we try to reach out to see if you're okay, you don't respond. And as your boys, that can kind of be concerning, bro.
Like when you got sick.
Yes.
You ain't go for like 4 days.
And you didn't say anything. You can't say nothing about not being an example or whatever the fuck you're saying now. Back then,
no, when I was sick, no, that's unfair. I feel like shit. I just didn't do nothing.
No,
but this time,
remember I sent you that text. I was like, "Yo, if you don't respond to this text, I'm coming to your apartment."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's how serious we getting.
Yes, and I you said if you don't respond next hour, and I call like 2 minutes before the hour was up.
Right. So the point is, why do I have to go to that extreme to get you to immediately respond when I was texting you throughout the whole week to check on you?
The thing, I was responding during this week.
We talking about 2 different times. I'm talking about when you were sick, when you weren't at work, when you weren't on WebEx, when you had all the opportunity to do whatever, and it's just like, my God, we want to make sure you're okay.
That's it.
And we in limbo.
Yeah, bro. We watching the news, power going down and shit, folks, lights and shit busting, people burning furniture to stay warm, and we're like, yo, like room check.
Like this is,
and you're not there. Yeah.
We were like, is the lights even on? We didn't even know if you lost power. Like, I lost power. I was like, yo, we in the dark, right? A was like, yo, he let us, like, we don't know if y'all lost power. We don't know nothing. We were just scared. That's all I'm saying.
That's it, bro. We're just concerned friends. But you know, if you're gonna just look at our text messages and put your phone down, then we just won't text you. Oh. Speaking of snowstorm, but before we get into that, man, let's do wins and losses real quick. Because I feel like the snowstorm is gonna be an interesting conversation. I feel
on many fronts, I'm sure.
Yes. Rock, how are you?
I'm doing good. I was blessed that I didn't lose power, didn't lose heat, had internet the whole time. So
you never lost power?
I didn't lose power at all.
Wow.
This is your win?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's so like I was really, really fortunate that I didn't lose anything. And everybody else I knew had either intermittent, it was just going in and out. But now I was really fortunate that nothing happened. That's why every time I responded, like, no, I'm good. Because everything was good.
Gotcha. Dope. Okay.
I feel that. All right. I got a win. I got another robocall check.
Hey, my wife told me about that. I didn't stop fronting. Please tell this story because I have like 7 robocalls on my voicemail.
I mean, you said you have 7?
At least, and I'm hoping they're from the same companies. I'm gonna check the numbers because maybe I can cash roll that.
I mean, you would be able to, but I mean, yeah, this is actually one that I've been working on since like September of last year, and they just kind of just been dragging their feet. But you know, they finally gave weight, and they sent me a settlement contract that I signed Thursday for $1,500.
Hey,
yeah, so I'm going to direct deposit that. I told myself I was going to do something interesting this year. Cause I'm kind of like still in the giving spirit in a sense, and so what I'm going to do is anytime I get a robocall settlement, I'm going to take a portion of that and spend it some way on a family in need. So whether that's like buy them groceries or something like that. So, yeah, man. So that was my win. A nice little 15. You know what I'm saying? I needed it too, bro, because these next few months is going to be crazy. So that's it.
Well, that definitely helps you out on the road to paying off that car.
Super facts. It's already spent. It's literally already spent. Yeah. Like, so between me doing what I'm doing for the groceries thing and what I'm trying to do with my car this year, like that 15 is already gone. So like, I'm excited it came, but I'm not like, it's here. And as soon as it hits, it's going to be out of my account going somewhere. So
that's code. Don't ask for shit. That money don't exist.
I mean, technically, like, it really doesn't. So, but yeah, man, that's my win.
That's how a good budgeter does, though. That $0 balance. You know, as soon as you get it, you already know where it's going. So, no, kudos to you. I took an L. I'll be brief. I tested positive for COVID. Tested positive for COVID. Yep. So I took an L. So we'll get into that later. So yeah, lost.
That's so. I don't know how the universe works. Sometimes I'm glad I don't, but it's just interesting how like we had the whole COVID conversation last week
about getting vaccinated.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so are you gonna get the vaccination now? She asked you to. I mean, you don't have to now, but
I can't. No.
that's crazy.
Yeah, they won't let us take it.
So okay, we'll get to that later. But you're feeling fine, right?
I feel better now. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I had a rough. It could have been way worse, bro. It could have been way worse. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God that I'm where I'm at. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Super facts, bro.
But literally, we just talked about it.
Yeah, man. And thank you for every time I sent you a text to check on you, you responded immediately. So I appreciate that.
It's because I know you love me. That's the only reason.
Facts.
Like, if I didn't think that you actually care for my genuine well-being, I would just look at it and ignore it.
Oh, you guys are something else.
It's super facts. It's super facts, bro. Man. So yeah, man, we're gonna get into that COVID conversation later because you're the first person out of us that have had it, so you definitely got to share that experience and how that went for you. Right. But real quick, we just survived like one of the biggest snowstorms of our life this past week.
It wasn't one. It was the one.
Yeah, the one. I don't know how much snow y'all got where y'all are because we're kind of geographically we're all in Dallas, but we're pretty spread out for the most part.
On each corner.
Yeah, we got like had to be like 8 inches
at least.
I think I was talking 6 or 7.
It was up here where you couldn't tell where the curve and the street separated. So at least had been to 7. It had to be. It felt like 10.
Yeah.
Well, you say that when you ain't used to snow. You're about to be like,
it felt like
an avalanche. Just an avalanche of snow. Like, no about this.
I had to climb. I had to jump out the window to go get my mail. It was that high. I just slid down from the 3rd floor.
Right,
man, for real. That it was crazy, dude. So I definitely want to hear everybody's experience with that. I don't know how long y'all want to stay on this, but like, where do y'all want to start with that? Like, do you want to start like before it even came and people are like looking for stuff?
Let's start before with the preparation period.
Okay. All right. So I told y'all already before, like my neighborhood is really bad at losing power when there's ice storms. So I'm kind of like already on 10 when it comes to stuff like that. So like as soon as I saw snow in the forecast, like when it was like the 10-day forecast, and I saw like when it first popped in, I was like, oh, we need to start getting shit. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of already had wood for me and Rez went, and I went and got some more wood, and I was like, yo, make sure y'all got wood because I'm paranoid about it. So we were kind of really prepared. Like we had food, we went shop. I went shopping and all this stuff. We went shopping, and then like I think it had to have been like maybe that Friday before it actually came in. I kind of just went into Walmart just to see like what else was left. And like the checkout lines were damn near at the front door of people just trying to buy shit. Wow. Like there was no water, there was no bread, there was no eggs, there was no milk. Like it was ridiculous, dude. And most of the time, like when that happens, people are over exaggerating the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this time, like it played out like
it was that serious.
It was that serious this time. So we were honestly blessed and fortunate, dude. Our power went out maybe for like a minute the entire time.
Like 60 seconds?
Like 60 seconds. It flickered, bro.
It brown out. It wasn't even a blackout.
No. This is before they even started doing brownouts. So it flicked.
Brownouts, because they only did brown communities.
Right.
Okay.
For real, for real. So yeah, man. I mean, we all slept in the living room, in front of the fireplace just in case the power did go out. We were already like stationary, and dude, like we cut the air off upstairs. We closed all the vents that were in the house if they weren't in the kitchen and the living room, and like we just tucked out for a whole week in there. Me, Ash, and Alani, and so. Yeah, man. Luckily, like I said, we didn't have to, go to the extremes of not having power for 4 and 5 days, and even up until this point now, people still don't have power. Because now that I look back on it, had we lost power when everybody, well, not when everybody, when people started losing power, like Sunday night and Monday, we wouldn't have had enough wood to last us until today when it finally started getting warm. And I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, man, like, because people. Like they're burning shoe boxes, they're burning cabinets. I mean, not cabinets, but they're burning like their dressers, they're burning bed frames. Yeah, yep. And this isn't shit that I'm seeing like on TV. This is people on my Facebook page, on my timeline that's doing this shit. Like these are people that I know. So, man, to just, I don't know, man. I'm just thankful, dude. I feel bad because it's kind of like that survival remorse thing, remorse thing, where like. You're happy that you didn't have to go through anything like that, but at the same time, it's like you're seeing people, even people that you know, kind of struggle with it, and there's nothing that you can do because you're literally snowed in, bro. Like we couldn't go anywhere, like 8 inches, dude, and under that it was like a thick piece of ice, so we really couldn't go anywhere. Right. And so you have that sense of like, yo, man, like it sucks, but. Everything's coming back together now. I told my mom to go get my granny. She was in Oak Cliff. I was like, look, she need to be on this side of town. Just in case some shit hits the fan. But
yeah.
I don't know. It was good, dude. But yeah, man, it was that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy for real. So
yeah. For me, it was I did light prep work because I had food already over here. And I wasn't even in hindsight, I guess I should have got some wood just in case, but it's like I wouldn't have gotten that much if something would have happened. I was really fortunate. I was doing meal prep and I had a whole bunch of pantry, a whole bunch of rice, this whole bunch of simple stuff that you can cook and it will last. So as far as that part, there wasn't much prep work. I was surprised on how far people did delivery into the ice storm, because like I know Domino's Sunday night was still delivering, DoorDash was still doing stuff early into it before they just shut everything down. But it was a little scary for me. So Tuesday, the fire alarm went off over here for the building I'm in, and not the neighbor on this side of me, but on the other side of the hall, their pipes bust. And it flooded their whole apartment. And then when I'm just walking downstairs, the people under them were coming out saying like, where's all this water coming from above me? So their apartment, I don't know if they got flooded or not, but it's like I feel guilty that nothing happened to me because a disaster happened on the other side of the hallway.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So I don't know. It's a really weird feeling.
Where do you stay, Rock? Not trying to put your geo out there like that, but you stay by Texas Instruments, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because like I have some friends that stay in that area, and they said that they didn't have power. I don't know, so because they were on the other side of 635, so maybe it's a different grid, but they said they were like out of power, and I'm like, damn. And that's another reason, not to kind of get back to, picking on you how we did earlier, but I got friends in that area that didn't have power, and I'm like, well, damn, I know Rock stay up there. Like, is he good? And so it was like, you know what I'm saying? Because so it was like,
I do think it's a separate grid because when I was on the other side over in that area, that was right by 635. Every major storm, the power went out over there.
Yeah,
and since I've been over here, the only time that we lost power was when we had all those tornadoes.
Yeah, man. It was man, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy, bro. I can't even imagine doing that again.
Talking about the tornadoes or the storm, snowstorm.
Well, both. But right, we're talking about the snowstorm now. I don't know, man, because like in Texas, like we want snow, right?
But we don't want it like that.
Yeah, like kind of drop, stay for like a day or so,
Like how we had in January. That was cool snow.
Yep, that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough.
That was like a pinch. Yeah, I think it was. Matter of fact, it was gone before the afternoon hit.
Yeah. It wasn't that much.
But you see what happened when it stayed? Shit.
Yeah, but the issue with this time is one, it didn't get above freezing for like 5 days, and then we went through we went through an ice storm and then 2 different snowstorms.
Yeah,
and so it was just a lot at one time. Like if it's gonna snow, like snow a little bit, let's make a snowman. Let us do some snow angels, and then like.
I remember the last time it snowed. It was like what, 14 maybe.
So the last time it snowed.
Yeah,
it's 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
2015. Yeah, because we were all at the crib.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I drove in that one. I'm like, okay.
I remember, because I almost rear-ended somebody. I slid. Oh my god, yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that thing was real.
Like this, I said, damn that car. And people were driving it like it was nothing.
Yeah, they were tripping. I think I was going like 10 miles per hour, and somebody. It was about that. Oh, what do they call it? Burger joint. It's an off-brand Burger King, but like Burger Street or something like that. Like I remember, I slid and I literally came to a stop right in front of the bumper of the other person. I was like, man, let me get out of here, God. Thank you.
Don't disrespect Burger Street like that, bro. Don't disrespect Burger Street like that. Burger Street is good.
Burger Street is good. I apologize. I'm sorry, Burger
Street. It's a discount. It's a discount king.
You think so?
No,
I've never had them. I never had them.
Their curly fries are super solid.
Yeah, but facts. I'm sorry. Blasphemy. I'm sorry.
But yeah, man. Yeah, it was. So one thing that happens out here that I didn't think would happen since we got Walmart. So anytime it snows before we got Walmart, the whole place was shut down. But even like Walmart was closed this time. Walmart was closed for like 4 days.
That's when you know it's a problem.
Yeah,
can't nobody get there.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If people wanted to, they could, but they didn't have power.
Right.
So they didn't have power. The city ran out of gas. Buc-ee's didn't have gas, bro. It was a nightmare, dude. It was a nightmare. And Ashley was. See, this why we having problems. So I was kind of going around the house prepping and shit, and I was like, Ashley, need to put gas in the car. So I go to Buc-ee's, put gas in my car. Ashley got like 50 miles left. I'm like, Ashley, I got to put gas in your car. Why I got to put gas in my car? I may have enough to make it to work. I'm like, Ashley, look, okay. I'm telling you. Give me these keys. And so I put gas in the car, fill it up, put that shit in the garage. Next thing you know, Buc-ee's don't have gas. Walmart don't have gas. Shells, Exxon, nobody has gas. Shit's turned off, and I'm just looking at her like,
Got enough to get to work though, right?
Right, exactly. So anyway, right. I mean, Rez, how did it go for you? Because it seemed like out of the 3 of us, you probably had it. I don't want to say worse.
No, it was worse. It was definitely like, okay, so prep time. There was no prep. Fam. I thought I had more wood than we had. Pause. Like me and Abe went.
How much did you have?
We only had like 12 pieces. We only had 12 pieces. It was bad, bro. It was.
How long does each log last you?
Like 4 hours, 5 hours.
Don't you have enough undeveloped land? Just go cut down the damn tree.
You got to go out. Well, COVID.
It's social distancing outside.
No, you don't feel good.
Yeah, he had COVID last week.
Okay, let me. I'm gonna give
no.
I
got you.
Glimpse. I'm gonna give you a small glimpse, and then we'll segue off and we'll come back to because it's a lot. So when the 10-day forecast came out, my first thought, because I was at work and I remember seeing it, I was like, out of here. Like, it's not gonna snow. Like, you kidding me? Like, it's not gonna snow. And even if it snows, it's not gonna be bad because we don't deal with this like that, right? And so I remember Abe texting talking about, yo, you want to get some more wood from old boy because he's running out, or I think he's running low. And so I was like, nah, we good. But the main reason I said that was because in my mind, I didn't think we burned through that much wood, because I think the last stack I bought was like 40 pieces. And I think we burnt through like more than half of it.
Yeah.
Because we only did a handful of fires. So a kid, not even a kid, someone at my wife's school tested positive for COVID. So we're like, damn, everybody got it. Like, everybody went virtual. Everybody was like, all right, cool. Like, you know, anybody who would have been exposed to this person, we got to go virtual. So because it went virtual, they went to the test, right? So my wife takes the test, and so she tests positive. She hits me. I'm at work, and literally, this is like a week and a half before the storm. So I'm at work. I immediately go take a test. I get my test results back. I'm negative. So we're straight. So my wife goes into quarantine. So I'm so preoccupied with the fact that, like, I can't see my wife.
Makes sense.
I have 2 kids, you know, and thank God, you know, her mom was here to help out. It was just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not even thinking about it, right? And so a couple of days into it, I think on that Tuesday, I started feeling a little funny. So I was already quarantining before I tested positive, because once she tested positive, I went to my own separate part of the house as well, just in case. And then when I got my negative results, I was like, all right, I'm you know, I feel good about this. Let me make sure everything's good. Then I started feeling something, and I was like, okay, well, nah, I'm not gonna play because I don't want to give it to the kids. So I immediately removed myself. So I can't go get wood. Right? And then I'm just gonna fast forward to the storm part, and then we'll talk about the COVID later. Sunday hits, we're fine. Everything's straight. Wait, when did electricity first? When did you get the flicker, John? Was that Sunday or Monday?
Sunday night. When the first one came in. So it was either like Sunday into Monday was when the first one came.
Okay, so then it was Sunday. All right, so then Sunday, literally, we lost power in the middle of the night. I think it was like 9 something at night. Like, we lost power. And then it came back on. No, we lost power from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. So we went the whole night. That's right, because I had to call in to work that day. I couldn't go to work that day. So literally, we lost power from like 9 to 9. No, it was 9 to 12. It was 12. We got power at 12:30. It was 12:30 p.m. So 9 p.m. Sunday night, we lost power. We get power back at 12:30 p.m. the next afternoon on Monday. So we went that whole night. So that's crazy because, you know, we got kids.
Right.
And we don't know what's going on. And by that time, I had tested positive. So I'm in quarantine. I'm by myself. My wife just came out of quarantine. I can't see her. I can't see my kids. And we have no electricity. And I'm starting to feel the effects of COVID because, you know, I'm pre, what do you call it? You have a pre-existing condition because I was born with asthma. And it's a respiratory disease. That's a problem. And you have no electricity. So I'm sitting in this cold room, sleeping on the floor, wrapped up, just hoping shit gets better. We get power at 12:30 p.m. that Monday. We have power for 3 hours. At 3:30 p.m., lights out. Everything shuts off. and we're cooked. Like we're done. Like there is no more electricity. We didn't get electricity again until about 9:30 that night. It's almost like at the 30 mark, they kept like messing with us because we had no wood because we burnt it Sunday when we originally lost the power. Mm-hmm. So we have no wood. We're going into the night. We're trying to figure out like how we're gonna keep the kids warm. And shout out to her mom, and shout out, and this is how good God is. One of my wife's teacher friends had a stockpile of wood. And they say, look, if y'all can get to us safely, we'll give you the wood. Like for free. We were offering to pay for it. And they were like, no, we'll give you the wood for free. Because we spent the whole day looking for wood. Everybody in the neighborhood was looking for wood. And like we were texting neighbors. Nobody had it.
It was sold out.
Yeah, nobody had it.
It was sold out everywhere. And
my mother-in-law, God bless her, man. She went to Buc-ee's. She risked it and was like I'm not gonna let my grandbabies be cold. She risked it and drove to Buc-ee's, nothing there. And then my wife's coworker was like, yo, we got some wood, but we live in Mesquite. Bruh.
Shit.
So man, my wife's mom is a G. So she drove all the way up to Mesquite, got the wood, drove all the way back, and thank God, I think it was Burger King was open, and she got us a burger. And I remember saying this. I said, man, God, wouldn't it be funny if the electricity come on right before her mom get here? Electricity comes on at 9:30. She pulls up like 9:37. So we're like, oh snap, it's warm. So we we got the heat going. The kids are warm. We're eating. Everything is good. I shit you not. I literally took the last bite out of my burger. It's like 10:30, something like that. Light went out immediately. Like I chewed it, and I was watching TV, and boom, TV went out, and we had no more electricity until the next afternoon.
So is this because you're not in Dallas County, you're in Ellis County.
We're in Ferris, yeah.
So is this the county or the city rather doing rolling brownouts, or is this the transponders tripping in the neighborhood?
They told us they were doing rolling blackouts. They told us like, hey, we're gonna do a rolling blackout, but they said the rolling blackouts only supposed to last anywhere from like 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
Right. And that actually changed because what ended up happening was if you did, some people that they did have power, they were using it all. And then, there was this whole issue about, downtown Dallas, downtown Houston, skyline lit up. People were getting on the stars about, having the games at the American Airlines Center, which they actually ended up postponing it. But the issue was that I heard with Epcot, either Epcot or Encore, is that if they rolled you through a brownout, they didn't have the energy to bring the grid back online. And so what ended up happening was if they turned you off, they couldn't really tell you when they would be able to cut you back on. Because at first it was 30 to 45 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna roll it, we're gonna conserve energy. But I mean, dude, Texas is already on its own electric grid. Separate from the rest of the nation. And you have
hold on. Remember back in the day when we was doing network marketing there and they deregulated and they were doing all network marketing companies that was like, oh, we deregulated. This is great. We're gonna make all this money.
Yeah. Now look, yeah. So
dumbasses.
So typically, I'm assuming the way Epcot, who is the company that controls every grid that's in the state, I'm assuming they feel that, okay, well, if Amarillo, North Texas, Dallas area, if they're going through an ice storm, which typically happens, there's enough energy in South Texas to kind of, make some shifts with the energy and kind of keep some stuff online. But when you have the entire state was below freezing. Right. From Amarillo to Brownsville, Laredo, Texas, which is the southern part of Texas, the entire state was under freezing. So everybody in the state was trying to keep heat. And so when you have that, people are burning energy, yeah, they take you offline. It's like, shit, well, we don't know when y'all get back on. And that's kind of the issue. That's one of the many issues that they were actually having with the brownouts. Because you was like, damn, okay, it's back out. But because my sister in Rowlett, she was going through electric issues too, just about as many as you had. And they were kind of like, she'll have it for a little bit and it'll cut off. She'll have it for a little bit and it'll cut off. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man, Epcot's gonna have to. They got a lot of questions they're gonna have to answer, because how can you let the entire state lose power and struggle to get it back online without any reserves or without any pull to pull from the rest of the nation? At least in an emergency situation, you should be able to pull electricity from somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
and you know what? While we on that topic, what's my man name in office? Wheelchair man.
Wheelchair
man. The nigga that was all up in Trump's rectum when he first came down here. He it's not Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is in it. I'm gonna get to him too. But no, it's our boy Wheelchair man.
It's my Greg Abbott.
Yeah, his whole ass. That's it. Listen, nigga. All right, bruh. You cannot lie to people like we stupid.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't. Because it's like he went on local news and was like, yeah, so the issue is like we messed up on the natural gas. Like all natural gas facilities, the power plants and all that, they're frozen. They're like, there's nothing going on there. There's no energy that can be created off of this, right? This nigga then goes straight to Fox News on national TV and says, oh no, what really happened was it was the wind turbines.
Windmills.
Well, it's a wind turbine, but he said windmills because it's not a windmill. But this nigga was like, yeah, this is the effects of the Green New Deal. No, bruh. Like, first of all, the wind turbines only make up like 10% of the grid.
Yep. And when did you even sign off on the Green New Deal? Since you bashing it, when did we get that in Texas?
When did we sneak in all these Green New Deal wind turbines that make up this fool say a majority of our power comes from the wind turbines?
10%. And the issue with that was they weren't winterized. So you didn't do your job in making them.
Bruh.
And updating it.
Nigga, I'm so sick of politics is important, but it's also sickening because it really makes you lose faith in humanity. Because it's like all these people are suffering. Some people are dying. And you take this opportunity, what is it saying? Like, let no catastrophe go unused or something like that. It's like a political thing where it's like, oh, if it's a catastrophe, either the left or the right are going to use it to knock the opposite side. So he takes this opportunity to go on national TV after he just told the local news the truth to be like, oh yeah, everybody else, yeah, it's AOC, it's the Green New Deal. Like, bro, nigga. Mm-hmm. And Ted Cruz, man. Y'all want to do it? Y'all want to do it? Who want to talk about it?
This man in the middle of a statewide tragedy, thousands of people, shit, damn near millions of people without power. This man said 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
What? Fact. Fact. Hey, you couldn't have said it better.
1, 2, 3 Cancun.
What? Bruh.
I'm like, did your team just get bounced off the playoffs? What happened?
Come on, man.
Yeah, man, it's just ridiculous.
I don't think I've seen a politician more on the wrong side of history than this nigga. Like, bruh, it ain't even been like 2 months. Like, what a start to 2021 for you. You literally try to overturn and undermine democracy in January. And then you follow it up in February by leaving your entire state to die. Where you go? Go to Mexico.
This get some heat.
Bruh. He was like, and then he tried to spit it on his daughters. Fam,
Threw the daughters under the bus.
You are a low life, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
That is bruh. You took the children out. You put it on them. Yo, my plan was to go over there to Mexico, but I was only going to stay for 1 day. My G, why's your bag so full then? And who goes to Mexico for 1 day? Like, you doing a turnaround trip? Like, I understand you dropped them off at the airport to make sure they get
dropped them off. You could have dropped them off. You didn't have to get on the plane with them.
He was like, no, I want to make sure they safely got to Mexico, so I'm going to go too.
Safely got off at the airport, safely checked in.
But wasn't he one of the ones during the last 4 years that all Mexican are rapists, murderers? So you went to drop them off in the country of people? Come on now.
Saying, checking in the Ritz. My boy went on Fox News and said, I really was just going to do a turnaround trip, but like as soon as I got on a plane, something just told me this is wrong. I need to come back. Probably because you just got caught on camera doing an interview with people talking about how bad it is in Texas, and they gave you heat before you got on the plane. And you probably saw your social media blowing up because you started trending while you was on the plane. Bruh. Then he came back out. He even messed up the Fox interview. Because they asked him, they was like, so what was the plan? He was like, well, I was gonna really stay for the whole weekend. Like, no shit.
He wouldn't have admitted it, but they pulled his original plan. Well, the return trip wasn't until Thursday.
Yeah, the itinerary leaked.
Interesting.
It was the friends that did it. The friends leaked it, bro. Man.
So let me ask y'all something. Is it that we're mad at Ted Cruz because we honestly feel like him being in Texas, he would be able to do something about what's going on, or are we just mad at the fact that he left?
So
is it optics or what?
It's optics.
No, it's not even optics. It's reality. Here's why we're mad. Rock, you say yours first, then I'll tell you.
Okay, so really, the only thing he can do is make phone calls, and he can do Zoom meetings or whatever. So that part he can do outside Texas, but the optics of it is the place that you're elected is suffering, so you go on vacation. The optics of that is terrible. That's like 9/11 happens, and then George Bush says, "You know what? I'm going to fucking Disney World for the weekend.
I'm gonna hit Dominican Republic real quick. You know what? It's nice time of year.
You know what I'm saying? you know, but I can buy at the bar for fucking $50. Why not? I want to go party for the weekend. It looks terrible.
All right. So that's the optics part. Here's the reality part. The optics look bad because you're abandoning ship when you're supposed to be the leader. The captain goes down with the ship, fam. If the iceberg quite literally hits the ship, you don't abandon the ship and leave everybody else to go to freaking beaches. You don't do it. But what makes it so bad, because everybody, conservatives were like, oh, what's he supposed to do? I mean, he can just Zoom meeting and do all that. Everybody's waiting for him anyway, so fuck up. Listen, the dude that lost the election to Ted Cruz was actually out in the same windstorm making sure people got food. Beto was actually making sure people got food, raising money for people, making phone calls, all while this nigga is flying to another country. So the optics look bad, but not only do the optics look bad, the reality is the dude that should have won, that you barely edged out, is doing more for the community than the person who won. How is the loser doing more for the state than the person who's supposed to be running the state?
Shit, because he won. He ain't got to do nothing to prove himself.
Bruh.
He already won the election. Election over with.
Miss me with that. So the niggas are so trifling, bruh. You supposed to be you're an elected servant. You're supposed to serve the people.
Mm-hmm.
The dude that lost is serving the people.
So he can't serve doing Zoom calls and making all these conference calls overseas?
Bad optics, and the nigga that's doing the work is right there in living color. Nah, fam. There's no way you spinning your way out of that, bro. That's why he felt that he already knew what time it was. Damn, man, I gotta catch another flight back on American Airlines. So like you already knew what time it was.
Yeah,
at least he ain't fly Spirit.
Like,
that would have been real bad.
But it's a whole combination. Like the news caught him. It's a perfect story, bruh. You got
social media was on his ass though.
You got caught on social media. Then the news pick it up, and then to add insult to injury, the person that you actually edged out is showing you how to run your own job. Mm-hmm. That is a horrible PR nightmare, bro. But he don't care. He don't care. Nigga say, I just want to be a good dad. So, and my wife said perfectly. So, your idea of being a good father is to say when shit gets rough, we just gonna do. Like that was a perfect opportunity to teach your kids. You know what? We're privileged. You know, we have all these resources. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out and help some people that really don't have it like that. Like that's a perfect teaching moment. Not, damn, shit's bad. You know what? We got money. Let's do. We ain't got no responsibilities. But Dad, aren't you supposed to be running the state? Who, me? No.
Why that question even be asked?
Nah.
That question would have never. That question would have never came up in the house.
Dad, I'm cold.
Right, Dad. This fucking power's out. Mexico's always warm.
Dad, I'm cold. Can we go to Mexico? We're out of school. Can we do something?
Bruh, first world at its fine. I don't even want to say it. Bruh. Come on. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was well, I don't know how he showed up on my timeline, but he did. But I guess when he got back, he was putting bottles of water in people's cars.
Because Beto did it first.
With the whole Texas Strong thing.
We're gonna copy the same thing he did. All right.
So do you think this is gonna stop him from being reelected?
No.
No, he'll be reelected again.
No.
I don't think, man, people have a short memory when it comes to stuff like this. Yeah, so he'll probably be reelected again. And it would take somebody pressing him about this issue enough to flip people who are red to vote for somebody that's Democrat. And I don't see that happening, not in Texas anyway. Maybe in Georgia, but not in Texas.
Honestly, he should have got kicked out of the Senate anyway. They should have pressed all them senators that was trying to overturn the election and got them the heck out of there.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Like, bruh.
So yeah. Well, today was the first day we were over 70. And people still don't have power. Do y'all believe that?
People still don't got power.
People still don't have power. At least it's hot now though. And the snow is melted. Snow is beautiful when it's like falling and it collects. Mm-hmm. That shit start melting. That bitch be brown, black.
It'd be like when you look at your coworker, they be fine as hell, and then when they get out from underneath that fluorescent light and you see them out in the streets, it's just like, oh, they got stripping off you. That's what snow is. Because as soon as that must start melting away, yeah, it looks different.
Keep it fresh.
Different. It ain't, bro. But there's no traces of it in our neighborhood.
Our neighborhood built an igloo, so that's kind of still up. But other than that,
that's fine.
Yeah, you can actually get in that bitch too. I was like, damn, that's impressive, bro.
Did you crawl in there?
Yeah, I got pictures and video of them.
Bro, you got a piano? Who is that?
You know that's Jared.
Right.
Huh?
Bruh.
What? I'm so confused. What's going on?
Beethoven. I need you to chill out over here.
What you mean? Anyway, continue.
All right, John Legend.
I'm just ordinary people, man.
Yeah. Ordinary people catching COVID. Bruh, this COVID is a bullshit.
Tell us about it.
All right, so wife gets tested on a Thursday. She tests positive. I test on Thursday. I get my results back 3 days later on that Saturday morning. I test negative. Wife is in quarantine. I got the kids. We're good. We're good. Everything's fine. Um, my wife loses her sense of smell. She loses her sense of taste. Um, she doesn't leave the room unless literally everybody, like literally, we had to set it up to where the only time she could leave the room, she would have to literally reach out to us and get us all out from that side of the house just to go outside for a few minutes so she can get some air. So that's tough because from an emotional standpoint, she wants to see her kids. So the best we can do with that is FaceTime. So that was a really hard emotional thing for her, especially newborns, right? And then we get through the entire week. You know, I start going down. So I got my test results, Saturday morning? By Tuesday of the following week, I'm starting to feel ill. So I go into my own quarantine by myself. I take my test Wednesday. I find out Saturday morning, the following week, I tested positive. Let me tell you how powerful the mind is. I got that text that morning. Within an hour, I lost my sense of smell. Once the mind believes something, like
you're looking for confirmation of it.
Every symptom hit me because I was like, I could smell. Even though I was feeling ill, like the ill feelings I had was like it felt like a flu. You know, like congestion, you know, shortness of breath, things like that. And so I'm like, all right, you know, I probably just got the flu. The moment that text comes through, I jump up and I'm like, all right, all hands on deck. I'm hitting everybody up to let them know that I tested positive. First of all, I never thought I'd have it in a million years. And then I'm super paranoid because I'm like, fuck, I got asthma. Like,
yeah,
I could be out of here. So like I'm looking at everything different. I'm looking at my kids different. I'm like I praying to God, like, yo, please let me see my kids grow up. Like, I don't want to be one of those fathers that like my kids don't even remember me. Like they see me in the pictures, like, who's that? Like that could happen. And so I'm paranoid, and it's just like my sense of smell went, and I didn't even realize my sense of smell was gone. My wife was like, yo, can you still smell anything? And I was like, yeah. And she said, test it. So I grabbed some body spray and I put it on my hand. And I do this, I have nothing. And I was like, what the fuck? And then we had literally bought steak from Bob's Steakhouse. And if you know anything about Bob's Steakhouse, they ain't cheap. And they do steak. Like if you're ever in Dallas, I would recommend them. But they had a Valentine's special. And so you were getting steaks like half off, like they were like $50 for a steak. So we had bought steak. We had already ordered it. Bruh, I did taste tests all throughout the day just so I could get to the steak. And I was like, God, please let me like just eat the steak. Don't let me lose my sense of taste. Hour before we go get the steak, but I couldn't go. She went to get it. I ate some crackers just to make sure, and everything was fine. I ate the crackers. I drank juice. I was like, okay, cool. Like everything's fine. Like I smell nothing, but at least I got my taste. Bruh, I started sawing into this steak. I put a piece of it in my mouth. Nothing. I got nothing. It was like if you've ever seen Attack on Titan, there's a scene in that show right before someone dies, and it really illustrates how cruel the world is. This guy is stuck in a castle, and these titans are like man-eating humanoids, right? All they do is consume. They don't talk, they don't think, they just consume, right? He is fighting one. He's about to die. All he wants is a drink of liquor. He sees the bottle of liquor. Because the night before he planned to drink it, and right before he was about to drink it, they get attacked. He goes to grab the bottle. He opens it, and like one small drop hit. And it didn't even get in his mouth. It just hit his face. And there's nothing left in the bottle. and a Titan grabs him and then kills him and eats him. And right before he died, he said, "This is a cruel world."
Yes.
I can kind of feel he was like, I was so intent on I haven't even about to think I was like a year. When I bit down and nothing happened, I was just like, I fucking wasted all this. And I ate the whole steak.
That expensive ass steak. You can't even taste it.
But did you finish it?
I ate the whole damn thing.
I mean, at least you got full. That's what really matters, right?
Yeah.
So I'm feeling sick, and and at that point, like I'm really starting to go down as far as like headaches, like all the symptoms just popped up on me, and we lose electricity. So when we lost electricity, I'm already sick. I'm already sleeping on like I have a mattress because I was sleeping on this couch in my room, but it was super uncomfortable. So I have a mattress, but the mattress is on the floor.
It's not the blow-up mattress, is it?
No, it's not a blow-up mattress. It's just one mattress. So I'm sitting there like, my kids are cold. I hear my kids crying. We have no electricity. We have no firewood. And I can't go out. And bro, you talk about like just feeling helpless, like because in your mind you don't know like how serious this COVID thing is gonna be for you. Because I watched my wife get through it, but she has no pre-existing issues. That says nothing about what I'm going through.
Yeah, because when you called and told me, I was shook,
bruh.
Yeah, same.
Because I was terrified. I'm like, what? How? Why are you getting out in this world? Number one.
Well, that's the crazy, and this is the thing I want to tell people about this COVID thing. The COVID came to me. Mm-hmm. I didn't go anywhere. Like people playing, like people out in the street, like
clubbing.
Chill out, bruh. Like for real, because it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Like it came to my wife's school, caught my wife, then caught me. It could have caught my kids. It could like, bruh. I remember I was with Abe. I think beginning of January, we went to get the wood. And one of the things I really had on my heart and my mind was, and Abe, you remember us talking about this, because I was like, I want to get the podcast together. Because it's different. It's a different energy when we're all together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole different quality. But then I remember backing up and saying, you know what, but we can't play with this COVID thing. Because the numbers are going up. And so I don't feel comfortable, like, in my mind at that time, I'm like, I'm not gonna be the one to get it, but I don't want to be. But in the off chance I do get it, I don't want to put y'all in that type of situation.
I appreciate it,
right? And we had that discussion. 4 days later, my wife tested positive. I literally dropped a YouTube video. In the very intro of the video, I'm never gonna forget this. I put a clip of Cardi B doing the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Right. And so I thought it was poetic. I was just like,
it was poetic.
It's crazy how life works. But I say that to say this, like, we are at 498,000 people that died in counting. Over 1,000 people died yesterday. I could have literally been there. Like, trust me, it hits different when you get the COVID update, when you know you have COVID. It hits different. That news that we're so desensitized to now, where it's just like 2 million people tested positive for COVID, 19. It's 19, right? I keep losing count.
COVID-19.
Yeah, thank you. At a certain point, like in January and all that, or in March and April when it was brand new, it was just like, we're shook. By October, November, it don't hit the same. It's just like a number.
Yeah.
Right? But when you're in the number, and now you're like the 2 million don't concern you as much as the 400.
Yeah.
Because you're like at first it's like, oh, well, out of 2 million people, only 400,000 people died. But then when you have it, you're like,
400,000
people died.
Yeah.
Like in less than a year, bruh. everything changes because it's just like I almost went to Shreveport. I was like, what if I would have went to Shreveport and I would have gave it to my dad? Or
Yeah.
like I wanted to go see my grandma and my grandpa, and they're in their 80s. I could have really messed up.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you didn't. It's good that you didn't go anywhere. But you said you're feeling better now, right?
Yeah, I feel like I'm about 85%. Like I still have like tightness. It's weird. It's like the tightness comes and goes. So it's not like I don't even want to say the word tightness because then I don't want people to get worried. But it's like like I had a sore throat, and I had a lot of congestion, and my like it felt like someone was holding their hand on my chest. Like it was just like I was getting pressed. So that feeling went away, but then it came back a little bit. So it's like it's not bad. It's just like
how strong was it? Because I know the initial reports and from what people I heard say, this feels like a tire is on your chest.
I didn't feel a tire on my chest, but I just felt like someone was putting their because tires are heavy. Like I don't know if y'all lifted the tire lately. Like that's what, like yeah. But I did feel pressure. I think the thing is the fatigue factor is very very real. Like the energy is low. Like it's low. Like I was watching TV and I'm a night owl. And I remember like 8:30, like feeling it. And I was like, why am I tired? Like I literally slept from like 1:30 to 4. So why am I tired at 8:30? But I like that factor is very underrated. It will energy wise, depending on what your conditions are and what your health level is. And I got it mild. I got off easy. Like I can't even imagine, man. Some of these people that went to these ventilators, had to go to the hospital. Like, there's so many levels. I just got an entry level. I'm very blessed off of that fact. But that fatigue thing, that's not a joke.
What was the worst symptom that you had having COVID?
I think the worst symptom I had was probably the fatigue.
That was it.
The no smell, no taste thing, that sucks. Cause it's like this. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a tart feeling. Like when you eat, it's like it's numb. Like you don't like you feel the food, you don't get the taste, but it's like there is something there, but it's not like I don't know. It just tastes like sickness. I don't know what sickness tastes like. Like I don't know how to describe it. But you know when you're sick, and you know that feeling like that you get when you just like we had a flu when you start eating stuff and it just don't hit right.
Yeah,
it's that same feeling, but there's no taste buds.
But was the same for your spouse? Was it like for her too?
Yeah. Now her taste buds, she couldn't taste anything, but she said she had the same like food that sickness taste. She said she didn't get that.
Did she have the pressure for her on the chest?
Nope.
So it's just loss of smell and I was in fatigue.
Yeah, that was it. And she was going to sleep mad early. Like we got off easy.
Did y'all have to test the kids?
So we actually talked to the pediatrician about that. They said don't test the kids until there's symptoms. But my first thought was, but it's an asymptomatic thing. And then the rebuttal was, yeah, but the most we're going to be able to treat them is with the same medicines we would treat them with anyway. So like,
for example, but at their age, how would you even know if they had symptoms?
Fever and headaches.
Okay.
Like if they start getting really, really moody and crying abnormally or things like that. Or if they're like super, super sleepy, like all of a sudden, like their energy just starts to dip.
Mm-hmm.
Those are signs.
Gotcha.
And then I was so scared that I got my son. I rocked my son to sleep. And that night I started feeling it. And I remember when I tested positive, my first thought went right back to that moment. I was like, did I give that to my son? Rocking him to sleep. Because he fell asleep on my shoulder. And it's just, bruh, it's just the mental gymnastics that you go through. Yeah, the numbers are like, because some people believe like, okay, well, why don't we just all like the herd immunity thing? Like, why don't we just all test positive? And
Fuck that. No.
like, listen, bruh. The ratio sounds good until you're potentially in the number that it could go left on.
Right. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, because from a healthy, you have to get to the 2 million, then you have to get to the other number. Once you're already at that first number, you only got one way to go.
Facts. And it's a crapshoot because I've seen people on the news where there was a dude that lost his hand to COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different things. Like, I've seen news things where people were healthy, moderately healthy. They're not bodybuilding or anything like that, but like just a run-of-the-mill, normal, healthy person, ain't been to the hospital or anything like that, dead. So it's a crapshoot. That's why I'm like, don't play, don't like all this social gathering shit. Like I'm tired of being locked in the house, nigga. Bruh, it's real. All right. Okay. And
I go
Jay,
back in the office.
people that die from it.
Yeah. My uncle.
It's not no fucking joke.
So it's safe to say that your perspective about COVID has changed, of course. I know you mentioned something. I don't know if you mentioned this after we started recording or not, but typically you have to test negative. But you're saying that you don't have to test negative. You're just going to have the antibodies for 90 days.
That's what they told me, but I'm sus of that because my whole thought process was, okay, so you test positive, you go through quarantine, and then you have to test negative again before you can kind of re-enter society.
I mean, and this we're a year in with COVID, right? So there's a lot of data, a lot of research that are kind of taking place. So maybe they're under the impression of unless you're dying, where you need a ventilator, if you have it, chances are you wait 10 days, 2 weeks, you'll be fine. And so you don't have to test for it again if you wait that long. Is what I'm assuming is what they're saying. But see, I think you would still want to get tested to know for sure, though.
See, I'm still going to get tested regardless. But the thing is, I know my wife went on CDC and, because I was really adamant. I was like, look, it's 14 days, fam. Like, because I've been drilled with 14. But CDC updated was like, no, it's 10. So you might be right, eh? Like, because they do keep changing it the more we kind of move forward. But still, like, I think everybody should get tested. Like, because here's the thing. I tested negative first. So my wife tests positive on a Thursday. I go immediately. 3 days later, I'm negative. So, or the results come to me 3 days later. I'm negative. Now, mind you, once my wife tested positive, like, so here's think of it like a timeline like this. It's 10 a.m. on a Thursday. My wife says I test positive. By 10:30, I'm on my way for my test. I have no interaction with my wife past that point because she immediately goes to quarantine. Right?
Right.
So I come back to the house. I never see my wife. I have no interaction with my wife. I get my results back and I'm negative. So I'm good. In my mind, because I was like, okay, so the last time I saw my wife was Wednesday. I took the test on Thursday and I'm negative. And I have had no interaction with her at all. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But on Tuesday, I start feeling funny. But I haven't seen my wife. and I haven't been around my wife. I take the test the next day. That Saturday, they're like, hey, on Wednesday when you came in to test, you're positive. So what the heck changed from Thursday having no interaction to Tuesday?
I mean, the asymptomatic period and then probably the incubation period of COVID, because what typically happens is if you've been exposed to COVID, you have to wait 3 days before you test to get an accurate test. So the fact that your wife tested positive and then you went immediately took a test, you were in that window still of undetection in a sense. Well, but so, I mean that's a dangerous window, right? Because you're talking about you're rocking M and L, right. And you know what I'm saying, you put them to sleep, you feed them and all this stuff, and there's that period of like, I don't know if Erica was having symptoms prior to getting tested.
Well, no. So she took it. So she got told about the person at school and took the test on a Monday. She didn't get the results back till Thursday.
But the thing is, she didn't get tested because she had symptoms. She got tested because she could have possibly been exposed.
Correct.
And so when did she start? You know, I mean, maybe she was asymptomatic.
She was.
You know what I mean? And then y'all married, y'all probably kissing up on each other and stuff, and then she tests positive, you immediately get tested, and you're still in that window. You know what I'm saying? True.
Yeah.
So you just got tested too soon. But luckily, I mean, you did start having symptoms because it kind of warrants you to get tested again. You know, could you imagine not having symptoms and you tested negative, and all of a sudden you think that you're good,
you're free,
right? Because you tested negative, but all of a sudden you're COVID positive, you just don't have symptoms. So
and see that changes everything then, because I remember, so if my wife had not went to take that test, when you told me that you were going to get the wood, I would have said yes, and I would have went with you. The only reason I said no was because she took the test. I didn't know the results. But had she not been told that somebody at the school tested positive, I get that text message. Now she got it. I'm exposed. I go with you. You exposed. Alliance exposed. It's that.
It's a chain reaction.
It multiplies that quick.
It don't take a lot. That's why I'm like, y'all chill out.
When's the last time you got tested, Dave?
Matter of fact, let me find out where you can test that.
I don't know. It was maybe 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I got tested. Really? I just got tested just because. I mean, there's free test. You get free COVID tests all over the place.
Yeah.
And so I just got tested. I was bored on lunch one day. I guess I was like, "Oh, let me just get a COVID test."
I'm going to get this.
I wasn't experiencing anything. No, the place that I went to, it's oral. It's not even up the nasal. It's all.
I need
mouth scrape. Yeah, it's a mouth scrape. So, yeah.
Go to curative.com. It's hold on, let me make sure I spell it right for y'all. It's CURATIVE. Curative.com.
Yeah, because I just got tested at the beginning of the month because I had to go back into the office. So I had to get tested for that.
Right. But yeah, if anybody's listening, they need at least it's national, because I remember when I first pulled it up, it's California. So yeah, curative.com. It's an oral swab. You don't have to worry about your nose and your brain getting poked out. You'll be fine.
That's not a good feeling. I've got tested 5-6 times, and every time it's all the way up the nose.
Oh, you did it? It hurt?
No, it just a minor discomfort.
How minor is minor?
Don't feel good. God damn it.
Yeah, man. Go gettested.com is another site. That's the one I've been going to. Where they do free oral swabs as well.
Yeah.
But man, glad to see you doing okay. Glad to see you doing fine. Glad to know that E is doing fine. The kids are doing fine. Mother-in-law is doing fine. And yeah, man, y'all just be safe out there because it's not over. And that's kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that I realized. And I was actually talking to Ash about this when we were talking about when we were going through the snowstorm. It's like our life, in a sense, stopped because all we were focused on was heat, water, survival, and food. But the world is still spinning, man. Congress and Joe Biden still trying to do shit. He talking about not giving $50,000 for student loans, and yeah, man. Like it's all this other shit going on, and we're just focused on us. The weather, it's snowing, it's ice, power's on, power's off, stores closed, and that's just something that I just thought was just seriously interesting, dude. How like your life, in a sense, stops.
Yeah, you can only deal with one crisis at a time. Because it's crazy that you said. Because even since COVID started, we had George Floyd, we've had the insurrection. And now we've had this national-wide snowstorm.
Don't forget Breonna.
Each time something happens, it feels like the virus should stop for everything else that's going on.
Right.
But like I said, life keeps on going.
Yeah, man. This shit ain't stopping. COVID's still out there, and y'all just be safe. Just be safe. Oh man, speaking of snowstorm, not to kind of bounce back on it, but Chavez hit us up, dude. He was checking on us, man. Smokey Norfolk, Chris Chavez.
Yeah.
He reached out, just checking to make sure that we were straight. Apparently the snowstorm was so bad they were getting news in Buffalo or New York.
No, we made national news, bro.
Yeah, so yeah, man.
How quick did you respond to his message?
That's what I got it. What are you yeah, you're the only person that doesn't respond to people when they're reaching out to check on them.
Rock, I think what happened was Abe saw that the guy had a genuine intent to check on his well-being, and so he was like, you know what, I should probably respond to this right now. Shout out to Chris Chavez, man.
Yeah, man, Chavez been rocking with us, dude. So,
yeah.
And shout out to Smokey.
Smokey Norfolk for sure, man. Damn, there was something I was gonna say. I forgot because we were going to start getting on Jared ass again. Did y'all hear about the plane that was flying to Denver?
Bro, I saw like 30 seconds of it. Talking about the thing like where it's falling apart.
Yeah, the engine. I don't even really know what happened, but I guess the engine exploded, and so pieces of the engine started falling into this residential neighborhood. Like the plane landed fine. Yeah, the plane landed fine. I saw one video clip of the person who was sitting right by the wing, who had a clear shot of the engine. Engine just on fire, dude. Shit just on fire, shaking and shit. But the plane was still flying, so they landed fine. People on the plane were fine. They were safe. I don't think anybody was too severely injured. But like there are pictures of like this shit hitting the ground. I mean, it's on people. Like it's damn. I mean, it fell through someone's truck. Like a piece fell through someone's truck. It's this big ass piece. Like it's not the wheel, but it's like the round part of the front of the engine that's up in somebody's yard. It was nuts, bro. That's shit.
Man, we are in end days, my nigga. We're in the end of days.
And the crazy thing, the debris would kill you.
Yes,
the debris alone would kill you.
Yes, bro, it would. Wow. Yeah, man, it would.
I was just watching Flight last week.
You say he's watching Flight?
Mm-hmm. Denzel flying upside down.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie. That was a good movie.
It was right now.
Well, it wasn't. I didn't want. The movie was
boring.
Too much of it was the trial.
Facts.
And not enough action. The action.
They had me sold that 30% of the movie was gonna be.
Yeah. Nah, that shit was like the first 5 minutes, and then the rest of it was like the trial.
I'm like, so wait, so I'm supposed to spend an hour and a half watching his alcoholic problem? I don't give about this.
Man, for real, man. Speaking of movies, I know we kind of touched on it. Reg, you have to see Judas and the Black Messiah, bro.
We watched
Man.
it tonight. We watched it. We gonna be talking about it next week.
Akikio reached out to us, wanted us to check it out.
I understand why he reached out now.
Yeah. I intended on watching it, but the fact that he reached out because he wanted us to talk about it, it's pretty dope. But it's actually a really, really good and triggering movie. Even if you know the story of Fred Hammond and the Black Panther Party and kind of their revolution in the Chicago area, even if you know the story and familiar with it, the movie is actually still really, 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 really good and triggering. So yeah, man, you got it. You have to check it out. I know you said you and wife are watching it tonight, but yeah, man, we have to do a deep dive on that movie next week for sure.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
So
I watched it today and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it again. I told y'all, like, as the movie was going on, I was like doing research on different people. Because I mean it's part of Black history, but with Black history, they only teach us so much, right? Like they don't really teach us about the revolts. They don't teach us about Fred Hammond. They don't teach us about Nat Turner. They talk about Martin Luther King. Yeah, Martin Luther King. I Had a Dream. Civil rights, which were all important, but they don't teach us about Black Wall Street, like us trying to kind of be self-sufficient and all that stuff, which is kind of what in some sense what the Black Panther Party was all about, was doing. Yeah, with feeding kids breakfast and having their own free medical clinics. Like it was pretty dope, dude. It was pretty dope. So yeah, check it out. We can kind of talk about that next week.
No doubt.
Let me see what else. I guess that's it, dude. I guess that's it. We were all kind of snowed in for the most part. Like I said,
it's weird how Hollywood now has become the face of education for Black history,
which it shouldn't be, and that's very dangerous. And I don't like that.
Especially when the companies that are backing this, the agenda that you could do, like, bro, like, I'm never comfortable when our culture is in the hands of people that aren't of our culture, because it's just like same thing with hip hop. It's like, well, why do you think that certain music gets pushed over others? The music that promotes, fighting, killing, shooting, selling drugs. Yeah, you don't think white companies are actually doing that?
And even with Judas and the Black Messiah, even though it's a true story, it's based on true events, and the story is extremely well told. I think it's well told. I mean, there's still stuff that's left out, and there's still stuff that you miss because there's only so much that they can talk about. One in a movie, and there's only so much they can talk about within 2.5 hours that they're showing it, and so. Yeah, I try not to put too much stock on Black history Hollywood movies because it's always some shit they're going to leave out, and it's always going to be some shit that they want to highlight over some stuff and leave out, and they want to kind of give you the idea that this is actually what happened when the shit was so much deeper than that, bro.
And they'll modernize it and put stuff that's trendy in Hollywood at the time just to make it feel like it's current.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's cool. It's cool. One thing that I didn't realize is how young these dudes were.
21,
like 19, 18, 19, what? 20. But these were kids. These were kids having the FBI shook, nigga. Kids. I was like, oh man,
making a change.
Good. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
saving the city.
Yeah, it's good.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah,
it's good.
I'm about to turn it off.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it one more time before we talk next week. So, all right, man, we got anything else?
Nope.
Nope. Hour 20, we good.
Cool, man. Let's get the hell up out of here. Again, thanks for everybody that checked on us. It's been cold as fuck, but like I said, it was 70 something today. Our snowman finally melted.
That was a big snowman.
Yo, I love Alani, man.
Yeah, we should have made it bigger, but it was her size, so that's what's important. But we're gonna make that bitch. I want that bitch to be the size of a fucking tree next time. We're gonna see. But all right, let's get the hell up out of here, man. Check us out, Speak Between Lines Podcast, everywhere you listen to podcast. I know we kind of said we was gonna get on Clubhouse, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know now. We're not as consistent as we need to be on Clubhouse.
Facts.
So
that's a very mature point you just made.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. But anyway, do check out our older shit, and we'll get at y'all next week with Judas, or whenever we record again with Judas and the Black Messiah.
It should be next week.
Yeah.
Let's go and shoot forward, guys.
Yeah, let's commit.
Right. All right, man. This is King Gabe signing off.
J Rock.
Yeah, man.
Speak Between the Lines. We are out of here. Deuces.